Let's take our picture.
Thank you.
They're blocking their view. They're blocking their view.
Sir, please. Gentlemen of the press, so yet another informational cash transfer scheme here in Ekiti. We love to invite God with him. All things are possible. He has been full-time member of the state suburb to please step forward to lead us in the opening prayer.
Olùṣọ́ àgùntàn fún mi délúgbà láti ṣáájú wa nínú àdúrà tí a tó àṣì àbọ̀wọ̀ fún ọ. Ẹjọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ká ìdúró.
The very important thing of the chief of the state land of honor is his 8-point agenda and whose mission in Ekiti is to eradicate poverty. There is a nation about the eradication of poverty, for all the empowerment programs for the youth, for the elderly, and let us remember, for those of us who are visiting Ekiti for the first governor in the whole of West Africa to see in terms of road inflation, all like that. And ladies and gentlemen, because Mr. Governor is a PhD, is a global figure. No wonder Mr. Governor is bringing to bear the globe in the state. Dr. Kayode, globally was a co-founder from this fund spread across the continent of Africa. And ladies and gentlemen, and now ongoing empowerment program is going on in our market women. And in each of the local government, 18-seater bus, Osharatia Roba, not Sokubo. Yesterday, government. Ladies and Nemure, now are Nemure tomorrow. This woman has been very supportive of her husband. 1 + 1 bank of the universe. Mother General, Elu Petri Payemi, you're welcome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I love to acknowledge the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State. When I introduced our governor, I did say Dr. Kayode Fayemi. The Deputy Governor suburb in Ekiti State, that Ekiti State suburb won #1 in the Federal Republic of Nigeria during assessment. Ladies and Her Excellency the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, Professor Modukbe Adiola Adelabu, you're very much welcome.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the launch of the Conditional Cash Transfer Scheme in Ekiti State. On behalf of the Chief Host and Governor of the Land of Honor, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi, I am most delighted to welcome the Senior Special Assistant to the President on MDGs, Dr. Precious Daniel, and members of our team to this people-focused ceremony. I must say that I see clearly the support of God Almighty in the participation of Ekiti in the CCT scheme, as well as the hosting of the national launch here today in Ekiti. I say this because Mr. Governor was initially hesitant to approve our participation in the CCT scheme. I am sure that those who are familiar with the story of how the initial NAPEP scheme fared in 2007 will appreciate his hesitation. Moreover, since there is already a social safety net program in the form of our social security scheme for the elderly, which he can guarantee delivery of, since he has total control over the processes, he felt that the state was better off extending that to the category of beneficiaries that we have here today, instead of, in quotes, wasting scarce resources in the name of collaboration. However, the consideration that the partnership with the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on MDGs will enable him reach twice the number of beneficiaries, 2,250, instead of 1,125, prompted Mr. Governor to enroll Ekiti in the CCT scheme. I'm sure that the mechanisms put in place by other MDGs to ensure that the scheme meets its objectives, as articulated by the SSAP Dr. Benio when she visited Ekiti last year, also influenced his decision to give the partnership a trial. Therefore, as always, Dr. Kayode Fayemi has put the best interest of his people first. He convinced himself that he will have no regrets with this collaborative venture because of his desire to do more for Ekiti women with the available resources. Despite the initial misgiving, he approved the release of the state's counterpart contribution and facilitated all planning processes. His immense support contributed in no small measure to the rapid progress made by the Ekiti State MDG's office, which put us ahead of the other states and consequently brought us to this point today. I was hoping that you appreciate my governor by clapping. Put your hands together. Please, thank you.
Now.
As Mr. Governor has reiterated in different ways at different times since he took over the steering wheel almost 3 years ago, poverty has no place in Ekiti State. It is for this reason that his 8-point development agenda is fashioned after the global framework of the time-bound MDGs. It is also for the achievement of saying that he has prioritized transformative partnerships such as this collaboration with the federal government through MDGs on initiatives that put the people first, aimed at making life more abundant for the people. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, though it may seem as if most developing nations are losing the battle against poverty with the manifestations that we see every day, I am hopeful that with all the intertwined efforts currently being explored through people-oriented initiatives, we will be successful in this battle. I cannot end this welcome address without appreciating the SSAP MDGs for the inclusion of Ekiti State in the 2012 CCT scheme and for choosing to flag off the 2012 CCT in Ekiti State. We earnestly look forward to participating in the 2013 round. I hope you are not thinking we are Oliver Twist, but now that we have tasted in 2012, we want the music to continue. I'm equally grateful to Mr. Governor for his support, most importantly for the prompt approval of the release of funds for the payment of the state counterpart contribution of 187,500,000 naira on behalf of the 2,250 5 local governments of this initial phase of the CCT and their entire households. I pray that God will continue to favor you. Amen. I want to assure Your Excellency that the Ekiti State MDG's office and the CCT Steering Committee shall work assiduously to ensure that the implementation of the CCT scheme not only is itch-free, but it becomes a point of reference in Nigeria. It is on this note that I welcome our CCT champion, Her Excellency Erelupisi Fayemi, members of the winning team JKF, our distinguished partners from Abuja, and all guests and beneficiaries to this very important event. I wish
gómìnà wa, ọlọ́lá wa, bàbá wa náà. Gbogbo àwọn tó ní condition yìí, bàbá wa ní kí màmá wa Bùnmi kí wọ́n bọ́ sóríta, kí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wá gbogbo àwọn oní condition jáde. Màmá wa l'Abuja. Thank you. Our rural women then say thank you very much. Ètò ìṣeéṣe wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó yé wa pé ọlọ́lá gómìnà àti màmá wa láti Abuja wípé wọ́n fẹ́ tó tún nípa nínú ti 2013. Amen. Your Excellencies, I want to.
As I invite the President on MDGs, Dr. Precious Kalamba.
Privilege to flag off this conditional cash transfer that is electronically based. I bring you the warm felicitation of His Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR. You know, when the madam said, the MC said, is this madam that have brought the money? Kokin Shemi. Kokin Shemi o. Goodluck, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Àwọn náà ló fún owó náà.
Wọ́n lọ fún yín 50-50 ní o. Gómìnà wa gbé tiwọn lẹ̀.
50-50 ni. Òun náà ló approve. Owó náà. Ṣé kí n gbọ́? From the outset, I wish to appreciate the governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency, the Executive Governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, and your wonderful team, for your unflinching commitment and priority given to improving the peoples that live in poverty within the state. The prompt payment of the conditional cash transfer counterpart contribution by Your Excellency attests to the fact that this administration actually pays due consideration to the plight of the vulnerable. I am really grateful and impressed. The conditional cash transfer scheme of the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to Mr. President is a program introduced by the federal government, by His Excellency, the President of the country himself, to extend cash transfer to extremely poor households on the condition that they make certain investment, human capital development of their children and their world. The program specifically conditions access to the grant on either on health or on education, with a training on agricultural enterprise by each of the participating households. The condition is that you either attend antenatal care or you send your child to school. That is the condition with which you will access this conditional cash transfer. And we will also be able to teach you agricultural skill all through the period of 1 year. And at the end of the 1 year, we also give you the emolument that you will continue to practice your trade with. Permit me at this junction to highlight that the implementation of the CCT scheme in this country from inception in 2007 to date has witnessed several innovations. We are gradually moving away from centrally controlled CCT to state-owned CCT for implementation of the conditional grant scheme to the states. This improvement has brought tremendous increase in state buy-in. It is not just coming from Abuja. It is now being implemented by the states for the people. And the states, the various states, select the people because they know where the people live. And this buy-in of the state government will lead to sustenance of the program. We have progressively scaled up the implementation of the CCT under the conditional grant scheme from 3 states when it started in 2010 to 10 states in 2012, in 2011, and to 24 states in 2012. This was made possible due to the flexibility in the implementation of the CCT scheme, which paved way for the state government to modify conditionality to suit their desire to meet the MDGs. It is noteworthy that the states may now place education, nutrition, and antenatal care for pregnant women or other health criteria as condition to access this fund. The President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, approved the release of 5 billion for the conditional cash transfer to 24 states. Your Excellency, the e-based conditional cash transfer implementation under the conditional grant scheme marked a paradigm shift in the process of the CCT implementation in Nigeria. You will agree with me that this is the first electronic conditional cash transfer scheme in Nigeria under a public-private partnership arrangement. The state and the federal government partners with a bank to electronically pay selected poor households. This has enabled us to address the shortcomings of the earlier method, where delay in payment and other irregularities were reported. In order to safeguard the uniqueness of the e-implementation process, the future implementation of the CCT in Nigeria, a project implementation manual was developed with the support of DFID and World Bank in line with international best practice. The implementation management manual will provide clear-cut implementation guidelines as well as robust monitoring and evaluation framework. And in this particular round, 56,500 households are going to be benefiting all over the country. And in Ekiti State, 2,250 beneficiaries will be taken in this particular tranche. In addition, the scheme will be seen to have brought out 224,000 basic school children who will be in the danger of dropping out of school from being prevented from doing so. Furthermore, maternal and infant mortality would have also reduced significantly. As we approach the deadline to 2015, more emphasis shall be laid on social protection using the conditional cash transfer through the CGS platform in order to further bridge the income gap and create wealth among the poor. This stems from the fact that the 8 Millennium Development Goals are geared towards tackling the issues of poverty, deprivation, and hunger. Your Excellency, permit me to state that the process recorded so far would have not been possible without genuine commitment and collaboration of implementing states, our development partners such as World Bank, DFID and EcoBank, whose support and technical guidance have assisted us in navigating through the difficult process of selecting the right beneficiaries. Much as I appreciate the achievements recorded since the commencement of the CCT through the CGS mechanism to date, I would like to further reiterate that the fight against poverty should not be seen as one-off process. This is contingent upon the fact that poverty is is multifaceted and multidimensional in nature. Tackling it requires a comprehensive approach and an increase in the investment in health, education, water and sanitation, which are key areas of our collaboration with states. I call on the beneficiaries to make good use of this opportunity to improve your lives and that of your household. We have a unique chance in this administration of His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to make a success of this program for the improved intergovernmental collaboration that will drastically alleviate the plight of the poor in the country. Permit me to conclude by once again thanking His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, for his unwavering support to the Ekiti State MDG office at all times for which I have been briefed. I thank you, sir. This demonstration of this degree of political will cannot go unnoticed. I would also like to recognize the exploits of Her Excellency, the wife of the Executive Governor, who is being inaugurated today as the CCT champion for Ekiti State. It is a well-known fact that this lady is a first lady like no other, taking cognizance of all her work to ensure gender equality and women empowerment. Thank you, ma'am. You know that's part of my goals 3, so I need to appreciate her effort. I am sure that the implementation of the Conditional Cash Transfer Scheme in Ekiti State will be a model with your support. This launch today and our continued collaboration under the CGS reinforce my confidence that if we pool resources together, we can attain the MDGs. You know, half of this money, 187,500,000 comes from the federal government and 187,500,000 comes from the Ekiti State government. The two makes 375 million. I hope we appreciate it, that a combination of these two funds reaches out to more people than what I would have just brought. So if we jointly work together, we'll be able to reduce poverty, not only in Ekiti State, we will drive it out of Nigeria. Thank you for your kind attention.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká fún wọn léré sí òṣì àti ìṣẹ́. Wọ́n gbé owó tùlù bàǹtàbàǹtà yìí kalẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn oníkọ̀ndíṣọ̀n ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ jẹ́ ká fún wọn ní àtẹ́wọ́.